episode 23. With any luck, this will come out when I mean for it to come out. Leading into the last 2 weeks for Static Monsters 2024, and after my little conditioning session yesterday, the first one I've thrown in just to test the waters and do something different, I've woken up quite sore, and I like it. So it's definitely going to stay. Doing things I haven't done for quite a while, like sprints and attempted to do snatches, all that sort of good gear. But if it's your first time here, welcome to my vlog. It's where I talk garbage about my mediocre lifting ability. If you like what I have to say for some reason, there's a like button, there's a share button, all that sort of good stuff. On today's cards is my last deadlift session. The intent is to do a suited deadlift at 340 for more reps than 2.5, and that's what I achieved a number of weeks ago. And if I can hit 3 or more, it'll set me up nicely to chase what I want to chase in 2 weeks' time. That's quite successful. 340 for 4.5 reps. Didn't quite fully lock out that last one, but I'll count as a half because effort still went into it and it wasn't a complete fail. Compared to, what are we now, 4 weeks ago, where I hit 340 for 2.5 reps, that's a significant improvement. Especially when it comes to this lift in particular, it is all about leveraging your nervous system and its potential and its strength potential as opposed to actual strength. So that's the last heavy wagon wheel session I'm doing in a suit. Now just not touch it again for 2 weeks, let the nervous system settle down. It's going to just be about maintenance, if anything, and just doing a few other bits and pieces to start that little bit of a transition into my next goal or program, which is after statics. Now I'm just finishing off the session with some really light chain dead stop good mornings. I did these the other day and they annihilated my hamstrings. So I'm like, oh, let's just add some chains to it today. Still doing sets of 5. Session today, nothing too crazy. Well, at least a bit at home, not too crazy. Just doing some last heavy log session. So I'm looking at just hitting 120, 125, thereabouts for a couple of reps, which will be around my opener, my planned opener. I've got my 13-inch log back, so I'm going to do it with something that makes the press a little bit harder, but makes the clean easier. Then later on today, I'll do all my assistant's work at work. I'll record some footage, but I dare say there won't be much talking going on there. Just back to the phone instead of the nice camera. So that's the plan today with the lifting of the weights. heavy log session done, which I'd say it is heavy. It's up there in the 90th percentile type thing. 125 for 2, moved quite well. I was happy with it. I very much think that'll be around my opener. I'm not sure if I'll go much heavier than that to open with for the first attempt, but it will be around there somewhere, 120 to 125. With any luck, some good sleep, some good recovery, it will set me up well for that 140 log that I set myself all the way back in 2019. That was a goal when I was young, naive and new to the sport. I thought I could improve my overhead in a matter of months from 110 to 140. It didn't happen. It did not happen. But we've got to start somewhere. That's what happens when you're a novice and you're learning the sport. Now I've got a bit more know-how. Even though I haven't done a huge number of competitions, I have been studying strongman and how to get strong, and I enjoy it, and definitely keeps the ADHD at bay. But I digress too much. Like I was saying before, I'm going to head into work, do a session at the gym there, do some more pressing, probably do some bench and some assistance, flog the triceps a bit, given it's my last opportunity to do so before competition next Saturday. Getting very close now. Oh, sweat in the eyeballs. I haven't missed that. Then after that, all I've got left this week really is a volume lower session, some description when I write it out, and probably a volume upper because it is easy to recover from, and that'll be on the Sunday if I do it. And then just active recovery and a taper. Nothing really interesting. When I get to the comp, just back all the volume off, maintain the stimulus, and pray you've done it right. Squat day today, the last volume leg session of any description before Static Monsters, which is exactly 7 days time from now. I had an idea last night, given last week I hit 170 for 10 bare knees. The intent today is to hit 180 kilos with knee sleeves on and a belt, all that good gear, which should be easily achievable. After that, I might do a moving event or something, keeping the overall volume for this session low, but just need to move because I've been stuck to the office somewhat for the last few days, not really getting up much. Not a great deal on the cards today, just tapering off overall volume and silliness. Now that I'm 7 days out, it's just a matter of moving and keeping the body feeling healthy. The way I see it, 180 moved fairly well. Wasn't quite as out of breath as last week when I hit 170 for the same reps. Given it's a good idea for every time, I've loaded 200 up. The intent is to get it for 10 as well. Well, that 200 was quite successful. Got the heart rate up quite a bit. Will admit had to have a little lay down afterwards just to get it to settle. That was an impromptu rep PB for 10. 200 kilos for 10. Or if you're international, looking at the Americans, 440 pounds. So you don't have to do the math. Now that's wrapped up, got all the children inside. I'm dealing with all 4 of them by myself right now. That's the joys of being a parent. So the session is taking considerably longer than I had liked, but I'm well aware of that fact. Moving on to some farmers carries now. I'm not going for speed, I'm going for a really slow walk just to get the grip going. That time under tension. I'm using the handles that have a fatter, out of the farmer's handles I have, I'm using the pair that have a wider grip. Purely for the fact that I was not blessed with large hands, and it is a significant weakness of mine. I have reasonably good grip, but it needs to be better. Particularly if I want to do well in strongman next year. One thing I have decided is I'm going to be actively looking for impromptu competitions whilst training for the big ones. My first big one, apparently, it's going to be in May. So it gives me a good chunk of time to address weaknesses and build up adequately to hopefully be a bit more of a complete package for Worlds next year, which is my plan. My intent is to go to Worlds. My intent is also to start raising money for Worlds now, with the caveat that if I don't qualify for Worlds, I'm going to use that money everyone has given me to sponsor an Australian athlete or athletes to get over there. I won't be taking a cent. And if that is the case, then I'll be completely transparent with the money that I'm raising. And I can leave it up to those who follow me to decide if I just sponsor one athlete, then I'd like to see an up-and-coming athlete get sponsored other than someone who's well established. Just grow the sport through opportunities. Get more people in, show there's those out there that are willing to help out. So that is the plan. So we'll get that set up soon. I dare say it'll be an announcement in the coming weeks after Statics. I'm going to put my energy into getting ready for that, doing that show. And then I want to try and find a different term for off-season. I was listening to a podcast, the GSP podcast actually, and Matty Costello was talking about how he doesn't like using the term off-season, and it got me thinking, like, I had only started using the term off-season in the last 2 years when I gave myself a competition schedule. I also agree with him. Off-season's a bad term. It insinuates slackness. A better term might be something along the lines of I'm strengthening my foundation, I'm addressing shortfalls, I'm building into another peak. Something along those lines. I'm not quite decided on it yet, but I will come up with another term. But either way, I agree with Matt. Off-season isn't a great term.
Come on, mate. Come on, Connor. Let's go, mate. Come on, you've got this. Yeah! on, Connor. Come on, Connor. Come on, Connor. Let's go, Connor. Come on. Come on, Connor. Good work, Connor.
Daddy, he's a farmer.
Yes, leave it there.
He's recording.
Leave it there. Yeah?
Do you want your big one?
Thank you.
It's obvious. Happy for Look, why is Daddy always recording?
Because that's what he's doing. He's setting himself up so he can do that for a living.
Hopefully. There's the plan.
Yeah, give me a couple minutes.
Yes.
Hey, Ali. Ali.
They're pests.
No?
Absolute pests.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ali.
That brings to a close Static Monsters 2024 World Water Qualifier. Finished the day with a 140 log and a 380 deadlift. Had a crack at 410. Didn't budge. It is what it is. Managed to PR, competition PR my log by 10 kilos, so I'm quite happy with that. What's on the cards next? Not sure. Competitions for the year are done. Next planned comp is March, but I'm only going to be doing that one if my best mate does it because it's powerlifting. So it'll just be a one-off for the year. And in the interim, we'll just be trying to work on all the weaknesses identified at World's Natural Strongman so I can bring a more complete package to the qualifier in May. There may or may not be some more impromptu ones in the interim. But at this stage, it is just going to be working on weaknesses, building that foundation. I may use the rest of this year to just do some deadlifting, or I might give it a break for a bit. Uncertain yet, I'm still halfway through my plan. To that end, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. If you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't done so already, a simple like, share or subscribe doesn't go far. It helps me grow this vlog, and if it gets big enough, then I can start moving away from my day job and make this more of a permanent reality of hopefully providing content people like.